Hello and welcome to the What a Save podcast. I am Ellis, the main host, and my co-host today is
Jake.
And today we're going to be talking about a lot of different subjects in esports, consisting of Olympics, tournaments, and cheating in games. It's going to be
Quite interesting.
an interesting episode today. We're going to have a lot of different subjects to speak about. So to start it off, I think we should talk about how we got into esports as people ourselves. So for me, esports always a big part of COVID. For me, I started with Rocket League back in 2018 when I saw a special clip from Justin, my favorite Rocket League pro player, from a special goal that he scored back in 2018.
Yeah.
Didn't really get him to win the whole tournament, but I feel like the impact it had just surfaced the internet, and it made esports what it is today with Rocket League in general. But that's what got me into esports. So Jake, what got you into esports?
For me, it was it's always been gaming has always been a big part of my life since I was a child. So, I mean, carrying it across to how old I am now and everything, it's just really got me involved in the esports scene and esports industry. Interested in, I've watched many events, I've played many games, videos and everything. It's just really got me into it, and it's what led me here today. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like gaming's always started casual, but I mean, seeing the competitive side really changes what you think about gaming in general.
Yeah.
From it going from I'm just a kid, I'm
Just a hobby to
a hobby to how it can turn into just like a whole job. I mean,
crazy. I mean, it was never like that years ago, and now it is. So
taking it back like all the way to when I was younger, and probably when you was younger as well, playing like the Minecrafts.
that was probably one of my first games that I played, and I sat on there for absolutely ages. It was great.
Obviously, then it come to like Fortnite, and it was always just casual gaming, not really too much to the future. Yeah. But then you come to it nowadays, and it's like job opportunities after job opportunities where gaming can it can change your life.
It really can. I mean,
It can
the prize money that you get from it is insane.
And it just started out as like how pro players, it was more of a joke, like in the sense of like how can someone make a living from playing games.
It was like you'd say that you'd want to be a gamer or be something to do with esports, and then you get put down and say it's not a real thing. Now it is.
And then you look at it nowadays, and it's like it's even getting to the point where even like the Olympics is getting involved.
Yeah, the Olympics is like recognised as an actual Olympic sport now.
It's like from what it came from to what it is now, it's constantly been evolving.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason for it being evolved so much, I would have to say, would be the Saudi influence. But like with the amount of money that goes in to these competitions that happened in Saudi, I think it's really changed the whole competitive side, with it being how much money is being put into it, with the stadiums to the prize fund, like the prize pools, and it's basically just turned into a whole business now from just gaming.
It's not just a simple thing anymore. It's a lot complex.
But taking it aside from Olympics, obviously it's a very niche topic to talk about. I mean, because there is a lot of controversy between if it really should be in the Olympics. Obviously, the Olympics it's physical. It's your body. It's using your body to compete in different kind of games. But then bringing like gamers into the Olympics, it's a big jump from what it was, because obviously the Olympics has been going on for so long, and it's never had something like gaming involved in it.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's because like for years that the Olympics been here, it's always been just well, I mean, not that esports isn't actual sports, but like traditional sports and actual things. Whereas now it's like Olympics, you tend to be watching it, and they're actually outside or something. Whereas like now you're just gonna see people on computers,
Yeah.
and it's just a big jump from normal sports to esports on online and everything,
Yeah.
as if it's something that you could just do at home.
Yeah. Moving on from how gamers got it today. In the current day and age, I want to know, what is your favorite game to play in the esports gaming realm?
In esports gaming realm, it's quite difficult because I mean, I don't really get the time to play as much anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like I think I'm gonna say Rocket League. Just I play a lot of Ranger games, and
Yeah.
it's just in the esports scene, it's gonna have to be Rocket League.
I would say the exact same thing. I mean, with all the games in esports, they have such like different kind of unique things that have like with it. Like, for example, obviously Marvel Rivals,
Yeah.
it being like a whole battle game where it's like a 5v5, and then you can go change it up and be like Rocket League, it's football
I
with
mean,
cars.
it's completely different. Like,
And then you go
scenes
to like
where
stuff like FIFA, and it's
Football.
football. And it's such like a wide different range of
Yeah.
like games.
I think that's good about. I think that's a good thing about esports. It's not limited to like
Yeah.
one type of game. There's
Yeah.
any type of game. There's going to be something that you want to do.
Even just like simulator games, I mean,
Yeah.
even they've become like an esports. It's quite crazy how many different like kind of genres you can have compared to
Yeah.
like with the Olympics. It's all very physical, and it's all
Yeah.
you're throwing a ball, you're throwing a
I
javelin.
mean, I guess you could say that esports is quite physical because I mean, you are. I know, sure, you sit here, but you still have to do a lot of technical movements with your hands
Yeah.
and everything to actually play the game.
I feel like it's more you're using your brain more than your body.
Well, yeah,
And I mean, there's a lot of respect. I mean, it's a lot of difference to the Olympics. And I mean, if it does end up coming to the Olympics, I'd like to know what people would think about it and how it would be
Yeah.
played out. With it being like, because normally the teams are within like a region.
Yeah,
How like,
regional,
because
and-
obviously the Olympics is more countries. How
Yeah.
they would take different players from different teams. That would be quite cool. To see then be put into the Olympics.
but I guess maybe it could be like just like regional or
Yeah.
by country, like any esports teams in that country
Yeah.
or something. Because then if they're doing it in multiple,
Yeah.
it could be like that. But
That would be quite interesting, taking players from different teams from like England, for example, and having all their best players be played in one team.
exactly, yeah.
That would be quite cool.
A good thing about it, if it does come to does come to the Olympics, it gives, even though it's esports is growing bigger and it's getting a lot of recognition, the Olympics is a big thing and many people watch it, hundreds, thousands,
Yeah.
millions or whatever.
Yeah.
So it will give a lot of recognition, and it might like a lot of more countries may understand, because there still are countries that don't recognize esports as a real thing.
No.
A
I
lot
feel
of
like
people
I feel
are.
like the biggest country that see it as a thing is the Saudi, and that's
Yeah,
why they've
they
invested
put
so much money.
into it. It's
And it has grown a lot with it being in Saudi. I'd like to see other countries take it a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
In the fact that it is a very big thing going on in the
it's a
world.
big thing. It's real. It's not just something that you can do for a hobby.
And it's a job. It's someone's
full-time.
life. But taking it down a bit of a notch, we're gonna talk about just Marvel Rivals and how it has burst onto the scene, I'd say. Recently, obviously, the hype has dialed down a little bit. But I mean, from when it just started, 400,000 players playing. I mean, for a game that is maybe coming or maybe already is in
Yeah.
the esports like genre. I mean, taken over just from like Overwatch for the player count for Overwatch just 29k
That's
compared
not
to
many.
Marvel Rivals where is 400,000
That's just it's
for a very
it's
similar
big
game.
jump.
Yeah, for a very
I mean,
similar
they've
game.
definitely took Overwatch 2 and just made it into Marvel.
Yeah, and obviously the whole controversy between Overwatch being a very money-hungry game, but
Yeah.
with Marvel Rivals now it's like it's given the Overwatch 2 players maybe a little bit of a scene switch to
Yeah,
say.
different. Yeah, because obviously everyone's got used to Overwatch 2.
Yeah,
characters, now
and it's
they
been
have
out
to-
for a very, very, very long time. It's
Yeah.
given people
So, I mean,
something to look forward
I
to.
guess it's something new as well.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
it being the same repetitive thing, you've got something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taken over to Siege. I know Siege is it is an esports game. I don't think it's as big
No, it's not. It's not
as
as
the
big
like
as.
the main games,
Yeah.
but they are taking it up a notch by like revamping basically the whole game,
Yeah.
making it free to play, which will, I think, grow it in the esports realm, because I mean, having a game that you have to pay to play just takes like, because most games you play when you're young, and if you can't really afford a game, it's like you can't really experience it when you're
Yeah.
young. You
I
can't
mean,
really take it up.
a lot of stuff. It's completely random, but it's like we'd never afford a game. I'd always find like a free knockoff game.
Oh yeah,
I'd
yeah.
sit there. I think it was Minecraft before I actually started actual normal Minecraft or something. I'd find this really knockoff one. I'd be there just mine. It
Yeah.
was great.
I remember there being like a whole website for a free. It was like a web browser for Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
on about. Yeah.
And then Notch told
Smartened
them to
them.
told them to took it down. They got challenged into a 1v1 in a game, and Notch did win. They did remove the whole Minecraft from the web browser.
Yeah.
But I mean, for that time, I feel like that got Minecraft a lot of players.
Publicity.
Yeah, it got them a lot of
It did put
publicity.
it out there.
So I'm hoping with like games like Siege, where it's not free to play at the minute, but with this like new revamp coming in, I feel like it could bring the game's play count to a lot more.
Yeah. Going on with the revamping, are they
Yeah.
going to keep the old game, or is it just they're just staying with just the old Siege is going to be no longer there, or like?
So they're not making a whole new game.
Well, no, I know it's not a whole new game, but like the old how you said revamping is
Yeah.
the unrevamped Siege still going to be there?
No,
just
it's
completely get rid
it's
of it.
all gonna change basically. There's gonna be a whole new like system where you could shoot like fire extinguishers, for example, which can create a smoke screen.
Yeah.
There's a whole new sound system where every different kind of like walkway can have like a different kind of sound depending on like the floor.
Yeah, different sounds.
It's a very
mean-
they've gone very like
Yeah.
into detail of everything, because obviously there was a bit of a thing recently where a lot of players have been struggling to hear the difference between different places.
yeah.
So
I mean, how I said again, revamping. What's your genuine opinion on it? Like, it's like that's gonna like bring up some controversy. Like, some people might like the old
yeah.
game, and then
Oh, yeah.
it's going free to play, and it's completely revamped. People might like the old way.
I mean,
If they're losing that, how are they gonna feel about that? And how are you with it?
I think everyone needs to just wait until it comes out so they can actually experience it before they can actually give their opinion.
Yeah.
But for the old Siege, I mean, it will be a game to go down in history. I mean, the amount of like the talking in Siege, obviously with the famous streamers and
yeah.
influencers.
Yeah.
I think they've all basically played Siege because of Twitch. I feel like Twitch has had a big influence.
Twitch tends to have, because if one person starts playing it, and then
Yeah.
it starts becoming bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and with the streamer Jinxie obviously being one of the most subscribed to people on Twitch,
Yeah.
being a Siege streamer, basically just a Siege streamer from when he started, I think.
That's a lot of influence.
Yeah.
If he's highest, you just
That's all you're basically gonna see. But then taking this Siege into Siege X, I feel like people can give it a chance. Obviously, with it being free to play, people are gonna be able to like give it a try. Obviously, with it being free to play, more people can play it.
because not everyone's gonna pay what is it right now, like 60,
Yeah.
70 quid or something.
If you're paying it on the store, I mean, probably like in actual disc form, it would be a lot cheaper. But
Yeah.
who really uses discs nowadays? Everyone
But they're
just uses
making
the
consoles
stores.
without this,
Yeah.
So
I think with it being free to play, I think it's going to get more up there in the esports circle of the top
Yeah.
games, like obviously your Fortnite, your Marvel Rivals, your Dota, Rocket League.
obviously, after people have tried, obviously the CJX after it's gone free to play. If it doesn't go well, do you think they're gonna maybe make another mode which is unvamped? Because that's still gonna be in the code.
I mean, yeah. I can imagine them including like a whole previous Siege, just plain Siege,
yeah.
into
how
like
Fortnite's bringing
yeah.
back OG.
Yeah, I feel like if people don't enjoy it, probably if the majority of people don't enjoy it, I feel like they might revamp it again to where they can like kind of like make it a
I
thing
mean,
where
they could have a whole separate mode, which is the old Siege.
Yeah.
And then you could keep Siege X. I mean, they could make Siege X because you've still got the old Siege.
yeah.
People have paid for that.
Yeah.
Are they going to get anything special, or is it just going to
I
be?
feel like I think in the logs of like the updates and things, I think it was everyone that paid for the game is gonna get like a special bundle when they log back in.
Has
When
to be worth
Siege,
it though.
we'll have to see. We'll have to
Yeah,
see because
we'll have to see.
I don't think it's been released what you're actually gonna get yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is something to look forward to in the esports realm with it being very competitive. Because I mean, the players like Bolo, your Spoits, and like up and coming players, I think they have a lot of publicity outside of Siege as well.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of players have heard of these players, and I feel like it's something to look forward to. Siege X is it's going to be a game to look forward to in
Hopefully
the
it'll go
future.
well.
Yeah.
It's
Moving on from Siege, we're going to go into the cheaters in esports and games in
There's
general.
so many people, and there's so many cheaters.
And obviously, games do have like anti-cheats. They have ways to get rid of it, but it's never gonna go away. They're always gonna find a way.
Cheaters are always improving their like hacks or websites,
Ways to like move around it, and
things there are some cheats where like they've made it so the anti-cheat can't detect it.
Yeah.
So it's very minimal, but it still helps a lot.
and a big game that obviously a lot of cheaters, and I feel like a reason why it's not as big in the esports realm would be Siege, because of the amount of cheaters in Siege. I think it's like one of the biggest games to have cheaters.
Yeah.
It's such a big game to have cheaters. I mean, just looking at the total amount of bans that have just been done in December of 2023. In that month, it was 3,000. 3,000. And they're the ones that only have just got banned. There's still a lot of players that have not been banned, have been hiding their cheats. But I mean, the anti-cheat system is constantly going to be evolved, and that's one of the main things that they're doing for Siege X.
That's good.
Is increasing the amount of like ways that they can find these cheaters.
Well, they're gonna have to, because I mean, since it's going free to play, there's gonna be a lot more people, and a lot more people trying to cheat if it's free. So you're just gonna, they really have to up the game if they want to get it sorted and get a happy customers.
Yeah, but I mean, from 2023 moving into 2024 of March, the amount of bans that have been done is more than doubled to 7,000. So I mean, it is over time looking like it's going to be improving.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and this is just in the March of 2024. I mean, we're in 2025 now.
We're almost in May.
So
hopefully, I mean, if we
they haven't showed us the amount of bans that they've done currently this year, but I can imagine it being a lot more than 7,000.
That will be good. That will be good.
So I mean, Siege it's a very cheating based game. I feel like that's the only downfall of the game. I do.
Yeah, the
believe.
game's great, but cheaters ruin it, and it's too many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
So moving away from the gaming side of esports, so talking about colleges and how the youth can be brought into the esports realm, because obviously, I say a few years ago now, you wouldn't see anything like a college for stuff like esports.
No.
So we've got a statistic of 114 colleges in the UK
that's pretty good considering it's only been
courses.
over a couple of years. 114 is quite a lot.
And obviously, us being in one, I can tell you right now, it is like a whole different experience.
It's not like you're going to go do some A-levels or something.
No,
you're doing what you'd enjoy at home.
Yeah,
it's something really fun, and is what you should go for if that's what you're into.
I mean, if it can go from like just being an influencer, if you want to be an influencer, you can come to an esports college, learn about how the different kind of tech works, create videos. You can do your own thing, or you can like even go into like the camera work and the editing and the graphics.
And in the esports course, you learn a lot. You learn how to use OBS. So just with that, you've already sorted out how to just record and stream.
Yeah.
You can learn how to do anything tech-wise during the like streaming and
Yeah.
doing actual big events scene. You can do coaching. It goes into so many categories. Whichever pathway you choose, you've got so many different branches to go off.
Yeah.
So you can kickstart a career just by doing a simple course.
Obviously, in the esports college, your career can go in a lot of different directions. If it was to go to like a camera worker, if it can go to like a host of like a esports
Yeah.
stream, it could go from like shoutcasting. It can go to graphics, design, business. There's so many
You
different
learn so much,
opportunities that you can get
and you
whilst
get
being in
you
here.
get taught like a bit of everything.
Yeah.
So you can, and then when it comes to like your like for us the FMP,
Oh yeah,
when you can choose which pathway you want. If you want to go into the esports business side of things, go into the business. You get to choose what you want to do. If you want to go into events, you can put up your own event.
you can get a bunch of people, make your own event. If you want to go into the side of creating like a little video to explain what esports is
Yeah.
to the people that don't understand esports.
Yeah, and it's not like it's just like a small thing like, oh, I want to do an event or something.
Yeah.
It's within that event, you've got so many roles. You've got the graphics design. You need hosts, casters. You know, so it's not just oh, I'm gonna put an
Players.
event. It's you've got this whole big thing. It's like an actual esports event.
Yeah,
It's quite big.
as if like you're doing an actual
Yeah,
esports
and
event.
it's not like you need to try and learn to teach yourself. Sure, it's good if you go away and then take what you've learned
Yeah.
and try and improve it, but you get taught what to do on the course.
I think it gives a lot of different opportunities of what you could do in the future. With it being even just like the business side of esports, it's a very different kind of path from actually playing games to then creating like, let's say, clothing brands or
Yeah.
and then doing collabs with different esports teams.
That's what I mean. Esports isn't just computers and everything.
Yeah.
It expands so far.
So
You
like
can do anything.
anything to do with gaming.
Because anything collaborates, anything as long as it's a pretty big market. That's why there's so many people are like starting to recognize it
Yeah.
and go into it. It's good career. You get paid really well.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can literally just be as simple as make some simple graphics for
Yeah.
a stream.
And it can also like it can turn into an interesting story, like because obviously nowadays it is evolving, but I mean back in the day when esports like was just first a thing,
Yeah.
and the players were like just starting out as like an esports team, like a whole story of like how this team of like just gamers have turned into
Yeah.
like people that can make so much money from just playing these games.
It's
And it will be like a great story of just how esports has evolved as a whole.
yeah.
And I mean, I think an esports college is definitely somewhere where you would want to go if you have a lot of gaming experience.
Yeah, and you want to go into it because I mean,
Yeah.
even if you want to be like talent or you actually want to be the player,
Yeah,
come to an esports course. You get taught how to use setup. So if you want to stream at home, you can.
yeah,
And then if you get better at games, you could join. If the esports college has a team, you
Yeah.
can join that team.
Yeah,
and
es-
it's not only obviously you have the younger players in an esports team. After so long, obviously you're gonna leave or get replaced
Yeah.
or something because
Yeah.
you're getting too old. But it's not like you're done in the esports.
you can
You've got
take that in like that experience
experience.
from being in a team in a college and take it to applying for actual teams of their like
Yeah.
different division of
You
team.
could come into a coach of a team
Yeah.
because you've played alongside other players, you've learned
Yeah.
from them, and you've been coached. You've got all this experience from the course alongside being in a team. You become the coach for that team,
Yeah,
and then after you've done that, you can. Even if you're done with that, there's so many more opportunities in the esports
Yeah.
industry that you can go to after you're finished with a previous sector.
yeah. I think that's like another good part of esports college is obviously most colleges have their own teams for different games.
Yeah.
Which I think is nothing like any other college really does. Like any other course doesn't really have a team where they can go out to different colleges and compete in gaming tournaments.
Yeah, which means you get a little bit of fun out there, and you get to
Yeah.
improve because you'll get and it's
And it's that experience that you get
yeah.
as well.
Because that experience can carry over to if you actually get into a big team.
Yeah.
You've already got previous experience working under a coach and with the other players, so
Yeah.
you know team and everything.
And you can even become a coach for the team of the college. Like it's just a whole experience to be
Yeah.
in an esports course, and I don't think it's the same as any other course really.
No, I mean that's the thing. If you can, Confetti College, two colleges, London and Nottingham,
Yeah,
the esports course is amazing.
would recommend.
Yeah, would recommend. If you're coming into the esports scene, try your best to get to Confetti.
Talking about obviously esports growing as a whole with colleges and stuff. I want to talk about the actual money side, the revenue that has been
Oh,
brung in from 2018, with it
2018,
being
that's quite a while ago.
50 mil. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I mean, as a whole industry, 50
Yeah, the
mil.
whole industry, it's not actually a
Not,
lot.
yeah, to
If
say,
you compare it to, well, let's say 50 mil, that's the whole industry.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dota now.
yeah,
For a prize money of 4 mil, compare that to the whole industry in
Yeah.
2018.
that is,
That's 50 mil isn't a lot considering you could win 4 mil
Yeah.
just up front like that.
it's a big jump from going from 2018 to 2023, increasing to 140 million.
Just in 5 years, it's almost tripled.
Yeah, in
That's-
revenue.
That's quite a lot.
And I mean, it just shows how it's slowly evolving. I say slowly, it's actually took a massive jump.
Yeah.
And it has been predicted for around 2030
Yeah.
that the revenue would to be increased up to 750 million.
That's a lot. That's only 5 years from now.
And
That's the thing.
I mean,
Proves how big it's getting.
it-
Really,
it-
that is like proven.
all you have to do
that
is just look at the stats, and it just shows how much it's growing.
Yeah.
And I mean, why wouldn't you want to get into like something that's growing, something that's constantly going to be evolving? Why wouldn't you not want to get into a course like this to do with gaming stuff that you enjoy?
Anything in the esports industry. 'Cause I mean, if you search it up online, just esports careers,
Yeah.
you'll find thousands of websites, and it might literally just be events manager.
Oh yeah.
But under that events manager umbrella, you've got all these other things. It's unreal. It's not
And-
just a simple
And it's
job.
it's all being taught at college. I mean, it's not like it's nothing going to be new if you have been to a college. Once you come to an esports college, you can learn so many different kind of roles that you can play in an esports tournament. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it is just a big industry, and I mean, it's going to
It's-
constantly keep on growing. It's going to be constantly making more revenue, more money. And I mean,
No, it's not going to go down. It
Yeah.
will grow for as long as it can. The younger generation will stretch out further. It's not going to
yeah.
stop anytime soon. If that.
Yeah. And I feel like a part of the revenue, the reason why it's growing, is collabs with different teams and players that clothing brands, for example, do. Like
Yeah.
VPNs that do. Like any kind of like sponsor can be put onto an esports kind of like clothing
Yeah,
brand.
like you can get literally just like the merch and stuff,
Yeah.
and then with their merch,
How
you'll
much?
collab with
Yeah.
like Adidas
Yeah.
and Team Vitality. You got Team Vitality shoes.
Yeah.
Ralph
I mean,
G2.
there's so much different things that can be shown into esports with even just like for shoes that can look very nice and can show like different
Yeah.
teams sponsoring them.
Obviously, it shows the sponsors in the collab, but
Yeah.
it's not only just I'm gonna the shoes have come out, I'm gonna come buy those shoes.
Yeah.
It's not just that. It's you could walk into a store and see
In
the shoes,
Adidas,
and it gives them all teams recognition, which
Yeah.
again
Will
comes
get
back to more
esports.
esports stuff.
Publicity constantly growing, getting more
Yeah,
revenue.
so it's never gonna stop.
It's a continuous cycle of it's getting more out there. It's gonna get more publicity. It's gonna make more money.
Yeah,
It is a business, and it's
it's
gonna
not
be.
going away.
It's
It's
not
gonna
gonna
take
go.
over.
It will take
It'll
over.
be the biggest market to go into.
Yeah. But speaking of like the sponsors on collabs, the sponsors on like actual esports teams, I feel like there is a bit of thing of like do I want the sponsors on the shirt, all over the shirt, or do I want like a plain T-shirt to show what the team
Yeah.
is? And I think with sponsors on shirts, my personal opinion is I think it makes the shirts look cooler. In my opinion,
It does. I mean, like,
I think it gives them like
it's-
it makes them stand out a lot more to than just like a normal shirt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quick like this is a little like diversion ish,
Yeah.
but it comes into the clothing. But let's just F1,
Yeah.
right? You've
Oh,
got
yeah.
like an F1 team, but then it's like the Red Bull team, or whatever.
Yeah,
And it's sponsored
yeah.
by all these things. You've got it all over the shoulder and all over the shirt and everything.
Yeah.
Got hoodies, but it gives it more recognition.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these different brands sponsoring or whatever.
It's so different to like a normal, let's just say, shirt.
Yeah, if it just said Red Bull on and it's a shirt.
No one's gonna really know, like.
Yeah, but then you might know them because of other brands.
Yeah,
it all
you'll
mixes
see all
together
these
and
brands
it's
on
quite
these
good.
shirts, and I think it makes them stand out a lot more.
Yeah, it gives recognition to those brands. It gives recognition to esports.
Yeah, which
So-
is So yeah, in my opinion, I think the sponsors on shirts make them actually look better.
Yeah,
So into the final section of the podcast today, I just want to talk about the future of esports. Obviously, we've been talking about the money, how it's constantly evolving with the
Yeah.
revenue. Obviously, the games are updating constantly. There's nothing that's really stopping.
no. If one game hasn't got an update, the next game will. It's constant.
There's always a game to go to. There's nothing that's stopped, and I think that's a reason why that is constantly going to be growing, because the teams that are making these games, the teams that are making the updates, are always
Yeah.
constantly doing something. There's nothing there's nothing stopped.
Yeah,
I think,
I think another thing. Obviously, this does go on with the future part as well.
Yeah.
One thing that's good and keeping a lot of esports intact is hardware
Oh yeah.
of PCs and everything. As it's growing, I mean, what we're 50/80s now.
Yeah.
And every year. No, is there 60s and 70s now? I think there might be 60s. I'm not sure about the 70s.
Yeah, it might be 60s.
But that's what I mean. Constantly growing, you're gonna have better working PCs, so you're gonna have better working games. You're gonna have
Yeah.
smoother. It's just gonna because that's going up. You've got more esports people going in instead of playing on a 3080 or something.
Yeah.
And it's terrible quality. You're gonna have a lot more people coming in with
Yeah.
better PCs.
I feel like the only problem I think with esports in general, I would have to say, is pricing on hardware.
Yeah,
what
that,
you were
that
saying.
is quite a big issue. Because I mean, it's quite, especially nowadays. I mean, you need quite a lot of money
Oh,
if you want
yeah.
a good setup.
If you want a good setup, because a good setup improves your actual gaming ability.
Yeah, it's a lot with frames. Like if your frames are quite slow, you'll be like playing on a slideshow.
Yeah, you
And
basically
you don't get that advantage of being
No.
able to see as far. You can't do as
so
much in games.
it's as if like the more money you have to buy better hardware, the better you are at playing. But it doesn't really show the skill of the people
Yeah,
that don't have that money to get that hardware to
Yeah.
show what they're actually.
because they
the
might be
best that
they
it
might be
could be.
quite good, but then you see what they're playing on it, and it looks like they're bad when they're really not.
Yeah. So I feel like with the future of esports, there's not really much you can do about it, because obviously with it being a business of hardware, you can't really just get cheaper hardware with it being better than what you normally have. So
Yeah, I mean, it's just what you got to deal with, really.
yeah, I mean, obviously PC compared to like Xbox, I mean, or PS.
PC is a big jump in money.
Yeah.
But like, if you want the hardware to be able to like do this, I mean, you could do it with quite a decent gaming laptop. But it's
Yeah.
better if you have a PC.
But I feel like you can't play to your best ability on an Xbox or a PS, because obviously the whole frames
Yeah,
and the
everything's
graphics.
downgraded compared to like a high-end PC, which is
Yeah.
like all these frames and everything.
But then obviously you're gonna have to be paying the big money of over like what, £2,000 just to get like a good PC. Not even talking about just the keyboard and the mouse as well, and getting monitors.
yeah,
It is all. It's a lot of money to
yeah.
just
It's
run.
It's not just get
a
a
game.
high-end PC and then buy a cheap monitor, because the monitor will be restricted so much. So then you need a
Yeah.
high-end monitor to match that. So it does price up. It's not
Yeah.
just the PC.
So it's a lot of money to invest in just a hobby that could turn into
Yeah.
a business.
As you said, That's the
Because
issue.
obviously
if it doesn't go well, you've just wasted all that money.
yeah.
it's a big risk to take, but if it works, it's very, very rewarding.
Yeah. So obviously, with it being more younger generation, they would have, obviously they're not going to be working to get this money. They're going to have to get this money from somewhere else. So obviously
Yeah.
their parents are going to be paying all this money.
I mean, you can get a loan, but like that's how about you? But I mean, it's the money. If you're in an if you get high like scouted to an esports team,
Yeah.
a lot of the hardware will be supported by the
Oh, yeah.
esports team. But obviously, if it's a smaller team, you might have less money.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest ways to be able to play on a high-end PC or something, is if you're in a team. But not everyone's going to get into a team
No.
unless you already have the equipment to prove that you're good
Yeah.
enough.
So it's a big circle of just
money.
money. Money. It is a lot of money, and obviously the influence of like the Saudi giving a lot of more money.
Yeah.
It is a whole thing for the future of how much more expensive it's gonna become to like just to run a game, just to prove that you can actually be in like the higher end
Yeah.
of like players.
I mean, as time goes on, I think it could get easier to get better. Like, I mean, right now, if you obviously it'll keep on expanding, but right now, 4080s
Yeah.
are comfortable to play on.
Yeah.
They're all right, but if you want super high specs, then you need to go to like the 60s.
And I feel like
Yeah.
the gap of how well you can play on these different graphics, I think it is a big jump. It does have a big toll on how well you can play on different graphics, because obviously playing like a game like Rocket League on Xbox compared to playing Rocket League on a PC, it's basically like you're playing like a whole new game.
Yeah,
because
it's the mechanics, and obviously
Yeah.
the mechanics on like an Xbox might look a little bit clunky
and it mi-
compared to on a PC, and it's like super
yeah,
smooth.
from
and
experience, it's like it doesn't look like there's a delay, but it feels that you can feel the delay.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
finally play for a PC for the first time, you understand. Okay, this is why
Yeah, that's
this
the
is
thing.
why
Once
there's
you
pro
play on a
players.
PC and compare it, if you've never compared it before, you won't know any
No,
different.
no.
But
like-
once you compare it, you can tell there's a big difference.
There is a big gap, and then it just comes back to, can you afford a PC to be able to then go into these professional tournaments and try make some money to get back from what you paid just to get this PC just to play these games. And
Yeah.
it's a whole big business, and with it being so fun, I feel like you have to give it a try.
Yeah.
You have to
I mean,
indulge.
You never know what will happen until you try.
Yeah.
So get yourself to an esports college, do an
And-
esports course, and try your best. Don't, because a lot of people
They don't.
they search younger people.
Yeah.
They search up how to do this or how to be a YouTuber or something.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
you can't really.
everyone's been through that phase of where
Yeah.
they've wanted to be a YouTuber, and they've just searched up on YouTube how to do this, how
Yeah.
to do that.
But now you don't have to. Come
No.
to a college,
Come
get
to-
yourself sorted.
You can learn
And you can
everything
do
you
it.
need to know about
and then-
OBS and everything.
Yeah, one thing, don't just like post a video and then stop because you're not getting the views.
No.
You're not gonna get the views straight away.
No, no one ever
It
does.
might take a month before you're recognised by 20 people.
Yeah.
But 20 people in a month is 20 people.
That's
As you
20
go,
people
you'll grow.
watching your content that could then
like,
share it out to
A
other
lot of
people.
people compare themselves to high-end people. Like,
Yeah.
People with 10 mil. Don't expect yourself to get 10 mil.
No.
If you get 100,000, that's actually
Everyone
amazing.
started
You're
somewhere.
a single person just having a normal life.
Yeah.
100,000 people watching you.
That
major.
is life-changing.
That can get you a lot of money.
Mhm.
That's fine. So just trust the process
Yeah.
and spend time doing it. Don't waste your time.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's everything covered for episode 1 of this podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been your host, Ellis, my co-host,
I've been Jake.
and I just want to say thank you for listening, and
Hope you enjoy. See you in episode 2.
come to an esports college.